Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the program Salone Morning Discoveries with me, Aissatou Smile Sise. And today, inside the program, I get with me the Executive Director for Road Safety Salone, Road Safety Watch Salone. As he gets for introducing himself to we better, and also, good morning.
Good morning, Sierra Networks.
Okay. I want to make you tell the viewers then much about you.
Yes, me na King Kapur Taliba, me na the Executive Director for Road Safety Watch Sierra Leone. And Road Safety Watch na a civil society organization we registered with the government of Sierra Leone. We get an attestation letter from the Ministry of Transport for work as a civil society organization where they monitor all road programs, all road issues across the country. And we know so we get plenty of road issues. The halfway, the road network, vehicle structure, roadworthiness, how they execute the law. So all the activities that we monitor as a civil society organization where they really try to promote safety in the transport sector.
Okay, as you talk about the reason like waiting make for and you don't talk about the areas them way on the cover, but viewers who want to know what specific side on the pay on attention for now.
Well, all safety issues them and a holistic approach we will address the issues and because if you look at the institution where they control transport business and the world, we know the WHO, World Health Organization. The World Health Organization gets what they call a global decade action plan on road safety. This is a series of activities the way they set for every 10 years, where they expect every country to implement their activities and they when they talk about roadworthy, the road to forget a very good road network, number one. And when we talk about good road network, we get three components of a good road network. The road for be spacious, so much that we get some countries that they get up to 4-lane road, 4 they go, 4 they come. Of which, unfortunately, we in Sierra Leone will not get them facilities and they will only get 2 road approach, 2 road for go, 2 road for come, and not get even them when they walk on the country. Then we forget side somebody they work out what they call the pedestrian path. Then outside possible not the work outside motor car or machine pass. The one and then at the safe places that we possible for worker. Unfortunately, about 70% of the road in Sierra Leone, they don't get some facilities again. But then one of the structures that where the global decade action on road safety we put safe for get a very good road network system across the country. The other one we forget vehicle that way safe, where possible inside the motor car on commercial basis if will be safe. Wherein we see motor car they get their iron seats there, where they get accidents. Most times iron seats they cut off people and limbs and so they could become disabled. But the UN Decade Action Plan say we forget a very good roadworthy motor car way for be very comfortable and for the spacious way to sit down. Unfortunately, we say I know the insurance company the way they insure the motor car and they some motor car they insure them 5, some they insure them 6, some they insure them 3, where not supposed to be. At normal capacity taxi now 2 people for take. 2 people in the end, 1 person before. Then normal capacity of taxi. But here is a case we see 3 people they sit on there, 1 person they sit on before. People that normal capacity na 3. Now you forget. And most of them motor car they are then Serena motor car they will make in Japan. They get comfortable seats there. But as they cancel in Sierra Leone, they remove their seats and they put their iron seats there because they want to increase the number of passengers there. So the 2 components they were talking about the good road network and then the worthiness of the motor car. Then the one way that number 3, where is a very important now, how for execute the law, how they do arresting, how they charge people. Because normally then one critical issue when we talk about transportation business. Sometimes you get some offenses and we're not supposed to go to us in a court. Because even the Road Traffic Act of 2007 make it clear. Any motor car or any driver will commit an offense for pay on the spot fine check. And then prices then they vary according to the number of offenses that we commit. Some then are 200,000 offense, some then are 100,000 offense, some then are 500,000, some then are 1 million, some then are 5 million offenses, depending on the offense we commit. But in this case, we see say so many people away or so many drivers that we can commit offense, the police can charge them in courts. And unfortunately, most of them, if they court not run through, they end up for one Apaneba prison, where they even increase the number of inmates in Apaneba. So all the components that in our components they will feel say the UN Decade Action Plan puts and say each country for work according to the law will get a very civilized system of transportation. And that's what we try to do with the monitor for all the issues that be implemented in the country. That's what we try to do.
So I should talk about the road safety side, like the space society people and get for work, and also you talk about At the same time, you talk about the vehicle, then the amount of vehicle then way road safety authority gets for the license, the vehicle and for and viewers go want for know if it una don't start that work there because up to now we dey see vehicle and they will they use the iron seat. So wetin una organization then they do for even talk to the drivers themselves way or neither the vehicle owners them because we know so we get vehicle owners association, we also get the road the drivers union. So wetin una organization then they do for talk to the different organizations then they concerning this metal seat where you talk about and also the road safety on how they for register the vehicle then.
We get series of meetings there with the whole as stakeholders because when we talk about transports, we get plenty of people with inside the component. We get the drivers union, we get the passenger welfare, whether they seek the interest of the passenger welfare, the passenger, then get the traffic police, when then they for enforce the law, then get the traffic warden, when they call cops, then say they for enforce the law. The SLRSA, then they for licensed motorcar and licensed driver. But within the SLRA, within the SLRS, you still get components there. Like the one where they in charge for check the motorcar, the roadworthiness of the motorcar. Then are the transport department, and they in charge of that. The transport department and for make sure before they give license to motorcar, that motorcar they for meet the criteria set up by the international standards. But unfortunately, it don't become a challenge because the water key self-like components where they contribute to that because the water key. The motorcar way they can in this country, the irony is, motorcar way don't old, they pay less for an Awataki. Motorcar way new, they pay for expensive Awataki. So you find out saying more of the old motorcar they can. Where in other countries, they don't abolish that system, they give less cost to the new motorcar for inside the country. In fact, some countries that they don't ban old motorcar, like Ghana, any motorcar way they make 2010, they're not allowed again in the country. Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, they don't ban any motorcar way they make 2010, where in this country we still get motorcar when they make then 1990 they still can in the country. So like it's really challenging with the institutions. They go, okay, all stakeholders meeting. And but the irony is we can all discuss within the meeting as stakeholders say, okay, why are they going and this have to go and this have to go. But when they go back, they know they implement what they're supposed to do.
Because that's how we want to ask if you don't want a meeting, they also what impact with the meetings they don't make own things.
Well, that's not the challenge we face as a civil society organization because normally we bring the issues to the institution. Like with this particular issue about roadworthiness of motorcar, it is the responsibility of the two institutions, the Wataki and the SLRS, especially the transport department. But the irony, like I say, the Wataki will be expected the government for corrective measures in our Wataki, but they're not the one. Now, if you go bring in motorcar where they make 2020 or you bring in 2021 and they charge you up, if something costs for cooler motorcar, they will not go and again, which is not supposed to be. Because that even encourage customers for bringing more new motorcar for run and transport sector. And today, if we don't bless some of them people when they carry them boss them, then commercial boss them, transport business for them be very serious crisis in this country. But like we get so many coming in them, like the IBP investments, we get the Bongi investments, we get F&W, the one we get Sierra Star, when at the recent one, we don't bring in more buses them for addressing transport sector because government for quite a while now, from 2016 when they be bringing bus them. 2016 we government be bringing commercial bus there until now not get any commercial bus except the school bus there. And as I talk to you so right now, the school bus they don't even run, they don't park because there's a conflict between the government and the central government and the city council. So the city council they say they don't pay the drivers and they continue to employ them, and the buses then the school bus then they under the city council. So now the bus they don't park. City council say the money where the bus they make enough for run the motor car. So as I talk to you, so the school bus, they all on back. And I challenge for this country because purposefully, then bring them for let them address the issue of the school business, especially school beginning. So all that were a component, they were a very challenging component who feel say the conscience of an individual for able to help them address the issues. But in the case of Africa, in the case of Sierra Leone, believe me, the one way they say they love the country, they don't work. When I always say they love the country and they do and work inside of the country, believe me, we are not work. The one way they talk much, and then plenty past the one way they implement the actions. And that's the challenging that they face as an organization.
So like I'm a civil society organization, and we see last year the road safety authority be get operation where them be launched. So what do you think about that operation? Do you think say the operation okay?
Yes, Operation Pushback, that's what they call the operation. It was launched on the 18th, on the 10th of December from the top of the 18th, and Then do one because then no say during the festive season, you get so many challenges and during the Christmas and New Year. Some man they drink, they drive, some man don't check. I mean, so we get other components that will affect the transport sector. Like they abandon people like some man don't go buy motor car. Like I say, they're old motor car there, some man are just a few months in the runner. After a while, don't park in the streets, don't abandon her. So the role, I mean, the SLRSA thing can say they need for remove the abandoned vehicle there for create more space on the road because the road is too narrow in the country. And I mean, successfully, we then call about all the transport stakeholders for the part of the operation. We as monitoring organization will be monitor what they happen across the city, and they even try for extending the promises which really reach it the promise, but they plan city for extending.
Okay, make our holiday for us really go for short break, and the program where you listen to na Salone Money Discoveries, and don't forget say we get with the executive director for the Road Safety Watch Salone. As he did, I also for tell you much about the organization, what in the organization they do, and also whose impact the organization don't make in the area of road safety issue.
Sierra Network is the network that bridges the gap between the diasporas and those within Sierra Leone by providing authentic and factual news on a daily basis.
We at Sierra Network Salone take pride in quality and productivity is our utmost priority in service delivery to the communities we serve.
We expect professionalism at all times.
Our service to the people of Sierra Leone is paramount in what we do.
We constantly strive for innovation and the best that meets the demands of the people in Sierra Leone.
Our passion and creativity oversees the work we produce.
We work as a team to provide you the best in news, media, comedy, entertainment, and all your event coverages.
Sierra Network is here to offer you the best.
We engage the people to learn about Sierra Leone's culture and history.
This is Triple A from Sierra Network.
This is Dr. Aissatou Kake Jallo from Sierra Network Health Talk and Discoveries.
This is Ishmael Dadis Bangura from Sierra Network Comedy and Production.
This is Abib Kaloko from Sierra Network Media.
This is Sila Kemtakabu from Sierra Network Media.
This is Aissatou Sise from Sierra Network Talk to the Camera.
This is Kona Sise from Sierra Network Talk to the Camera.
This is Samuel Bright from Sierra Network Media.
This is Mohamed Eskagbo from Sierra Network Production and Comedy.
This is Justice A.M. Tijan from Sierra Network Media.
This is Salema Sukaki from Sierra Network Tell Me Salone.
Sierra Network Salone, where Sierra Leone is never too far, at 56 Campbell Street, 2nd floor, Freetown, Sierra Leone. You can call us at +232 77 42 5637 or +1 646 610 3107, or visit us on the web at snradio.net or sncfny.org.
We still deal inside the program Salone Money Discoveries, and I also deal with the executive director for the Road Safety Watch Salone. As they also for can tell me plenty thing about the organization, and also you'll be talk about the transport issue, and you'll be make measure of the transport business like the halfway, and also you say when they also monitor that, right? And also we see say up to now people then at the eastern part especially, they still suffer with this halfway issue. So how on our organization don't they do for CC that stop? As we see the Sierra Leone police don't do so many operations anyway, the Sierra Leone police they don't launch against this halfway. But yet still, we see halfway still they continue, people they suffer for transportation. So how this one organization, the work for CC, this halfway now the eastern part stop?
I could agree to that. But however, the issue of the halfway now is syndicate way very, very difficult for reveal, because what did it cause the issue of the halfway when in 2014 we write a letter to the Ministry of Transport. We complain with findings about the halfway. And when we write letter to the Ministry of Transport, say the organization don't discover, say halfway they happen in the peak hours. Because when you talk about peak hours, they tell we passenger in rush. Sometimes they also refer to rush hour, whether when they go work or when they off. It gets from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning. And at rush hour, when people they go for work, then it gets 4 o'clock in the evening to 8 o'clock. And I mean, enter in the and tell people they off. Whenever I tell one and the drivers they go halfway. And what's the cause on this halfway? We findings discover say one, we don't get a number of local commercial motorcar we provided by government. Where by virtue of fact, government supposed to get plenty motorcar in the streets, especially the commercial bus them. And if the neighbor need not for let somebody go halfway. Because if bus can't map their way a government bus, then driver go back here on halfway. Why not go join the government bus? So first we blame the government for saying they lack their responsibility for address that issue, because as I talk to you right now, in 2019, the World Bank gave over $55 million to the government of Sierra Leone for them buy bus them, for them reduce this halfway business. This is 2022. And they talk about September 2019. Now we are in 2022. We'll not still get them bus yet. So the issue of the halfway is still continue. The other findings is that there is a two-way approach where the drivers and they blame the police or the law enforcers and say, then they book to the law enforcers. Any points, for example, for Komowatalo, for Eastern Police, they get about 9 checking points there. And the driver then say each of them checking points they pay money there.
So as an organization, no don't try for investigate for no if really waiting the driver and they talk say then they book not true.
You're really interesting, and it's a critical question, because here is a case of the apprentice potentially are they go paid to that policeman where they go. The way you go there for go ask the policeman, say this man say can't pay money, and the policeman will tell you say this man no pay nothing. So it is ironical. It's really, really challenging, because waiting at the evidence, you must get a substantial evidence. Sometimes if you tell the apprentice, they say, okay, no, go give evidence to that policeman where you go pay to. The apprentice will go there. They go afraid for go there. But here is a case, the apprentice they go grumble at the motorcar. So I say, when they inside the motorcar, they grumble, say, I don't go pay money. The way you cannot for go do investigation, but go ask the officer, go tell you, say, who's money where that money can, I like that money like me. And the only person who will give the evidence, now the apprentice will do the work. Now if you tell the apprentice, okay, don't go to court, don't go give this testimony, he go deny, he go say, no, not the money. So you see the reason it's a very, syndicate, when we party syndicate, now we get so many branches there. We get many loopholes for let you address the issues and they really challenge. But the simple way for addressing, let the government just buy bus and they put them on the streets. That problem is not solved. And if government do that, within few weeks, the issue of the halfway is done. Me don't talk and say let each district, at least we get 50-50 buses in each of the districts across the country. If we get 50-50 buses across the country, believe me, this halfway business will not talk about again. But government yet still not able to solve that problem. And if government not solve that, I will this then I will suffer. Except them private investment, they are not called this one, the IBP, then Bongi, then AFANW, that they will buy then Sarah Star and buy buses and come for them, they can address the issues, but yet still enough.
Okay, so if we really talk about an organization and you find out this owner, civil society organization, the work where owner they do, now let me say, owner get a lot for do. So how many staffs them owner get right now where owner they work with?
We get 8 volunteer staffs where they run the organization. And what's in how they operate is we get people across the country where then they volunteer for feed information to we, the central organization. For example, like McKinney, you get people where they volunteer. Any issue where they happen on transport business, they send information to we. We are the executive, we are 8 volunteer executive and we'll get. Now, what did happen with the information? If we see the information relevant for sharing with the authorities, we can share. We get a whole forum, we get a WhatsApp forum, or great. We even get Facebook page open for all we discuss and share the information in there. So at times we get the information and we share it on that forum, they follow address them. So we get volunteers across the country where they send information into we. Because how they operate as a civil society organization with the right proposals, we send them to institutions that way for fun with. But not really easy in this country. Sometimes you write proposal and they fall down, for they approve that proposal in a problem. And we get so many proposals that we don't send out. We want to implement, 10 out we get sent for this and day. So it's really challenging for all operators and institutions. But we believe, say, in the long run, we'll get international donor organizations that will come on board for CCA. We will then try for support on the project because they're very important. An organization where they monitor transport is really, really, really important. Even though it's really challenging with some proposals that we don't send out.
So what about the road safety authorities, as we see some streets then in the city where get potholes? So how do they work with the road safety authority?
Yeah, now SLRA, Sierra Leone Road Authority.
Sierra Leone Road Authority.
Now it's supposed to address that problem there.
Yeah, so now they work with them?
Of course, we work with all institutions. So when they call meeting, one of the challenging things is when they call stakeholders meeting, SLRA not normally go. And one thing that they will then say they contribute for destroy the country in transportation business. Because when we can call on them meetings, then they will discuss the prevailing issues that were on the ground. And SLRA, they ever attend the meetings they will call as stakeholders. And we get plenty issues of pothole or road where the other is, like this hillside bypass road. This hillside bypass road, the previous governments, they don't receive fund for this hillside bypass road. As I talk to you right now, that hillside bypass road, 30 days we don't have. Lord, let me see hillside bypass road, this Toke road, this Kent Toke road, main Peninsula road, 30 days we don't have. It's over 10 years. Now, from one of the longest projects in this country, this Toke. Now NPRC and they start that Toke, that Peninsula road. NPRC start times young Avaka and able complete time and the Skomaka and able complete time. This present government almost done 5 years and they're able complete time. It's really absurd. Then this hillside bypass road in from the previous governments from 2014, 30 and able done this road. So it's really unfortunate way. Frobe Road not team for top. Frobe Road now 2015 in America. Now you go there, you meet so many other potholes there. So even the roads are not even durable. Because the materials that they use for make the road and also long-lasting materials are just, for just few years and no more, either for satisfy the people in terms of political gains to win and so they look at it. And as I talk to you, so Frobe Road gets a very serious problem of road network. Kisi Road, not to for talk. If me for the advice, the transport sector, Kisi Road for don't be one way, Frobe Road be one way. That's it, they don't forget traffic. Because if now one way for Kisi Road, now two track approach, if one man park, the other man gets side for go, for pass. But if now one way for go, one way for come, the other person park na the other way, and normally they create that traffic. So, but expecting one day when they demand the traffic, therefore don't think over that, but take them they will address that issue. So SLRA, now one of the challenging institutions that will affect this transportation business at this country. Because many roads we get, not forget about the pothole first. Even the outside pedestrian and the worker, sign all day, and by virtue of the law, it's supposed to be because here is a case. Mr. Sewe Sugar, so I don't miss me foot. Left smaller broker. One day I fallen by one of the slab that we broke. Na net. That's in a go na radio station. And I even know say the road where the next point where the mass and I broke slab. And the way say a mass. This me the foot. The left smaller broke. We get so many cases of man who don't lost the eye, man who don't pull and teach them, and then them places and it's really challenging. But will you say if we get Sierra Leoneans, they will let the country go address the issues there.
So since we have formed this civil society organization where they look after the road issue and get any successful story on good impact we don't do concerning the road business?
Yes. I like that question because in anything way you do, you give account of what you don't get as we would be points. One of the successes that we get is most of the issues that we address at the forum, they can normally address the issues. For example, if we meet up any issue on ground, let's say accident happen at Billy Ferry, the volunteers are they send them at the forum. So if motorcar block the road through the forum, the stakeholders are they communicate for pulling motorcar. Like that fire accident will happen at Wellington. You know, say motorcar in the line will block the road. So as it happens, so now we send them at the forum, say let them go clear that area there. And within few minutes, they clear that area there. People will get access for passing on the other side. So we get some successes then when we address the issues then. But the challenging thing then, the many issues that when the motorcar then, the substandard motorcar then, the bad road network, the one they not challenging issues then, the unfinished road projects there, not challenging issues that we are facing at the central government for look into the issues and therefore address them. Because we as an organization, we just need for pick the issues and bring them to the notice.
Okay. So also on our office now?
We office locates na one car driving station, but we try for transfer na Dan Street and number 32 Dan Street, and then we try for transfer. Because we look at and say we get more activity than at the eastern as western. So we try for relocate from car driver and hill station. We say community media network and office there. So we try for moving now for Canada Street. So within this year or within next month, we try for Canada Street as an office, and then we try for operates.
Okay, so like what's in the message where you left to viewers then?
Well, the message is they expect the government, especially the SLRSA, and other donor organizations, and then support the organizations. Because what we don't do, imagine from 2015, we don't volunteer, we don't try, and we don't contribute, but we expect them for support because it's not easy. Presently, if they run an institution where you don't get financial support, that's number one. Two, the stakeholders, the way they address transport business, the insurance company there, they know they pay. Most of the victims, the way they get accident, the insurance company, they know they pay. When they call on the insurance company, they have to say, let them fear God, that we will do the correct thing. Let every institutional head, let them afraid say, this country now we all get her. And since now we all get her, now we make them in the interest of we and we picking them. Papa God is see we. But a man, when you die, you go, you get for give account of anything we do. So they call on all the stakeholders in the transport sector that will address the issues and their street trading, then pedestrian, then they abandoned vehicle, then everybody don't come on board. The police, the law enforcement, the traffic cops. God is our camera. No get no camera way powerful past God you. And the argument not here for the day. So at the end of the day, Motaman lived in this one around 120 years. If you read Genesis 6, nobody know they live above 120. If you live above 120, nobody will do nothing for yourself. So the maximum lifespan we God give you inside the Bible now 120 years. Genesis 60. So inside that 120 years, they play a role where you go left, that will become a legacy in the minds of the people. This is not the message where I go left, because transport business is a holistic approach. I want to thank you to Sierra Networks. Sierra Networks are one of the key media institutions that we don't promote national issues. And I believe Sierra Leone, they appreciate now. I want to thank the management of Sierra Networks, because this is not the first time we say they speak through Sierra Networks. We'll continue for deliberate on issues. Let God continue for provide. Thank you very much. God bless Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. That's now Mr. Ba, we're now the Executive Director for the Road Safety Watch Salone, as he will tell we about the aim and objective, and also they tell we about some of the work that we they do as an civil society organization where they look after the road business in the country. And also the program where you listen to na Salone Morning Discoveries with me, Aissatou Smile Sise. I want to say plenty thank you to you if you don't watch the program right now, and also plenty thank you to my camera operators them, me na Aissatou Smile Sise. Until we meet again, I say tata.